یا حبیب اللہ پوچھو دسویں محرم جدوں آوے خیال تے کی ہوندا پوچھو دسویں محرم دا عاشقانوں جدوں آوے خیال تے کی پیو دے ہتھاں وچ تڑف کے ایک واری اکھاں میٹ لے بال تے کی ہوندا پچھو سائے محمد نو وچ کربل لٹی جاوے جیال تے کی ہوندا کشتی کسے دی دسو تران خاطر ڈوبے اپنا سفینہ تے کی ہوندا تب دے کربلا دے گزار اندر آوے یاد مدینہ تے کی ہوندا بابے ول جان دے تیر روکنے لئی دائیے اپنا سینہ تے کی ہوندا سائم کو سردے سا کی تو کھٹ پانی منگے پیاسی سکینہ تے کی ہوندا این ویلے شہادت ملے جے کر سورا ولو پیغام تے کی ہوندا اصغر تائیں دفنا دیاں آ جاوے چٹھی اصغر دے نام تے کی ہوندا پے پچاون اصغر دی لاش تے شکویاں بلا سلام تے کی ہوندا کلیے سورا دے قاصد نو موڑ سائن دس کے حالت تمام تے کی ہوندا دسو سوچ کے عالم شباب اندر وقت نزاجے ٹکے تے کی ہوندا قبضہ جناں دا ہووے سمندراں تے پانی اونا لئی مکے تے کی ہوندا ہوندہ بچے پڑکن تے ہائے دودھ اودر ماواں دکھیاں دا سکے تے کی ہوندہ پچھو بازو کٹوائے عباس سائم مشک دنداں نڑ چکے تے کی ہوندہ سانو پتا کہ ویر دی لاش جس دم آ کے لب دیے بھین تے کی ہوندہ درد منداں دے دل نو پوچھ جا کے چھم چھم برسن جے نین تے کی ہوندہ پوچھو عابد نو اکھاں دے سامنے جے کڑیاں پھپھی نو پین تے کی ہوندہ پوچھو زہرا نو ہنجر دی تار تھلے سائم تڑفے حسین تے کی ہوندہ ننے اصغر نو پانی دے کٹ بدلے ملے حرمل تو تیر تے کی ہوندہ لاشاں ٹون دے ویر ول نال حسرت جدوں تک کے ہمشیر تے کی ہوندہ جنوں چمے رسول او نال تیرا ونیا جاوے شریر تے کی ہوندہ دسو زینب نوار پروار سائم جاوے جنگ نو ویر تے کی ہوندہ روزہ پاک نبی دا کمبیا تڑفے فلک دے تارے جت زہرا دے وستے گھر نو زینب جندرے مارے سائم ویخ تیاریاں ہوندیاں سغرا عرض گزارے کدھر ٹرے پہ کلیاں چھڑ کے مینوں ویر پیارے آدر دا اج سینے دے وچ پھر جا وانگ کٹاری شاہ حسین سارے ہن تے اکبر آ جا ویرن تو جتیا تے میں ہاری اصغر دے لاشے نو سید جد دفناون آیا پاٹ گیا دھرتی دا سینہ خون فلک برسایا آخر وار حسین اصغر نو کٹ کلیجے لایا صدقے لال میرے اج جگ تو ٹر چلیوں ترہایا شکوا کری نا سونے اج تو پانی کیوں اساں نہیں پلایا دادی کول نہ دسی جا کے جو جو حال وہایا لائق نہیں سی اصغر تیرے کربل دائے پانی جگ روے گا سن سن سائم تیری درد کہاں
حضرات گرامی، وقت جس طرح کہ میں نے عرض کیا ہے انتہائی کم ہے. 6 بجے پروگرام شروع کرنے کا اعلان ہوا تھا لیکن احباب بہت دیر سے آئے اور پروگرام تقریباً 6:45 بجے شروع ہوا ہے. مگر کچھ شناخان مصطفیٰ مجھے نظر آ رہے ہیں، اگر ان کو وقت نہ دیا گیا تو میرے ضمیر پر بھی بوجھ رہے گا. ان کی خدمت میں صرف یہ گزارش کروں گا کہ صرف اپنی حاضری لگوائیں تاکہ وقت میں زیادہ تاخیر نہ ہو. 3 اشعار بارگاہ رسالت میں یا بارگاہ حسینیت میں پیش کریں اور اس کے بعد انشاءاللہ العزیز پھر علامہ عبدالرحمن الازہری صاحب کا خطاب ہوگا. تشریف لاتے ہیں حافظ قاری محمد عتیق سیالوی صاحب اور بارگاہ حسینیت میں گلہائے عقیدت پیش کرتے ہیں. نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ حیدری.
اللہ علیک یا رسول اللہ وسلم علیک یا حبیب اللہ. باغ جنت کے بہرے مدح خانے اہل بیت تم کو مجدہ نار کا ہے دشمنان اہل بیت تم کو مجدہ نار کا ہے اور جن کی پاکی کا خدا باغ جنت کے ہیں بہرے مدحہ خانے اہل بیت تم کو مجدہ نار کا ہے دشمنان اہل بیت بے اجازت ان کے گھر میں جبرائیل آتے نہیں بے اجازت ان کے گھر میں جبرائیل آتے نہیں قدر والے جانتے ہیں قدر و شان اہل بیت قدر والے جانتے ہیں قدر و شان اہل بیت باغ جنت کے ہیں بہرے مدحہ خانے اہل بیت ان کی پاکی کا پاک کرتا ہے بیان ان کی پاکی کا خدا پاک کرتا ہے بیان آئے تطہیر سے ظاہر ہے شان اہل بیت آئے تطہیر سے ظاہر ہے شان اہل بیت باغ جنت کے ہیں بہرے مدحہ خانے اہل بیت گھر لٹانا جان دینا کوئی ان سے سیکھ لے گھر لٹانا جان دینا کوئی ان سے سیکھ لے جان عالم ہو فدائے خاندان اہل بیت جان عالم ہو فدائے خاندان اہل بیت تم کو مجدہ نار کا ہے دشمنان اہل بیت
آیا تطہیر سے ظاہر ہے شان اہل بیت اہل بیت کے حوالہ سے اللہ رب العزت نے قرآن حکیم فرقان مجید میں خود ارشاد فرمایا کہ یہ اللہ رب العزت نے ارادہ فرما لیا ہے کہ اہل بیت سے ہر طرح کی ناپاکی کو دور کر دے اور ان کو خوب پاکیزہ اور طیب و طاہر کر دے چند لمحات کے لیے تشریف لاتے ہیں عزیزم ممتاز علی صاحب نعرہ تکبیر نعرہ رسالت نعرہ حیدری
صلی اللہ علیہ یا رسول اللہ وسلم علیک یا حبیب اللہ رضا و صبر کے جوہر دکھا رہے ہیں حسین رضا و صبر ستمگروں میں گھرے ستمگروں میں گھرے مسکرا رہے ہیں حسین مسکرا رہے ہیں حسین اور بہا کے اپنا لہو نینوا کے زروں میں بنا کے اپنا بہا کے اپنا لہو نینوا کے زروں میں زمین کو عرش کا ہم سر بنا رہے ہیں حسین زمین کو عرش کا ہم سر بنا رہے ہیں حسین مسکرا رہے ہیں حسین اور یزید لعنتیں اللہ کا نشانہ بنا یزید لعنتیں اللہ کا نشانہ بنا نگاہ کون و مکان میں سما رہے ہیں حسین نگاہ کون و مکان میں سما رہے ہیں حسین رضا و صبر کے جو ہر دکھا رہے ہیں حسین ستمگروں میں گھرے مسکرا رہے ہیں حسین
سید الشہداء سیدنا امام حسین رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ کے حوالہ سے تفصیلات کا اور تشریحات کا وقت نہیں مگر غور فرمائیں کہ آقا دو جہاں صلی اللہ تعالیٰ علیہ وآلہ وسلم نے ارشاد فرمایا کہ حسین مجھ سے ہے یہی منقبت کم نہیں تھی کہ حسین مجھ سے ہے مگر آقا دو جہاں صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم نے فضیلت کی انتہا فرما دی فرمایا میں حسین سے بارگاہ حسینیت میں منقبت کے پھول پیش کرنے کے لیے تشریف لاتے ہیں سید السادات سید شہزاد الحسن شاہ صاحب نعرہ تکبیر نعرہ رسالت نعرہ تحقیق نعرہ حیدری حسینیت یزیدیت
کے دل میں آ گئے فاصلہ حسین سے ہے اور علی کے لال سے مت یزید ہوش میں آ سامنا حسین سے یزید ہوش میں آ سامنا حسین سے یزید ہوش میں آ سامنا حسین سے شکستہ
انگلش خطاب کے لیے تشریف لاتے ہیں برادر محترم حضرت علامہ عبد الرحمن صاحب الازہری. نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ تحقیق، نعرہ حیدری، حسینیت، یزیدیت.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله اللهم لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله على نعمك الظاهرة والباطنة ما علمنا منها وما لم نعلم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق الخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله وصحبه حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. The whole world has a principle when they speak about the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. And that principle is based upon respect and honor for the beloved sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. And the whole world collectively, you know what they say? Fidaka abi wa ummi ya Rasulallah. May my parents, may my father and my mother be sacrificed upon your blessed sandals, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. This is a principle that the whole of the world, from Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu to the last ummati of this ummah, is a principle that every single follower of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam follows. What do they say? Bi abi wa ummi anta fidaka abi wa ummi ya Rasulullah, that may my parents, my father and my mother be sacrificed upon you. Who? You, O Messenger sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. But you know, when it comes to Hasanain Karimain, this principle changes. The principle is different. Now the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, upon whom the whole of this world is being sacrificed, He says, بِأَبِي وَأُمِّي أَنْتُمَا يَا حَسَنَيْنِ. That may the parents, may the mother and the father of Muhammad or Rasulullah be sacrificed upon you, O Hassan and O Hussein. This is the status of Sayyidina Imam al-Hassan. This is the status of Sayyidina Imam al-Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. They were the jewels to the crown of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. They were jewels to the crown of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. And he bestowed upon their blessed heads the great crown of Sayyida Shababi Ahlil Jannah. Both of them in Yawm al-Qiyamah, all of the young people of paradise, if they are to seek leadership, who do they turn to? Sayyidina Imam al-Hassan and Sayyidina Imam al-Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala. There's many great lessons that we can take away from their lives, but I would just like to share a couple. The first of which is based upon a narration that we see. A companion comes to the Messenger sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, and he sees the Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam in a position that he's never seen him before. You know what he was doing? The Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam was upon his blessed knees, and he had his blessed arms resting on the floor. And upon his head, upon his back, his blessed back, he had Sayyidina Imam al-Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Can you imagine the one who goes all the way to the heavens and beyond that? The one who is the doula of the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who goes beyond the seven heavens to take the wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who goes to see him. He's now humbled in that position. He's upon his blessed knees and his blessed forearms. And what is he doing? What is he doing? He's taking upon the shape of a vehicle. And who does he have upon his back as a transport, as going, as a carrier? Somebody, he's being a carrier. Who is he carrying? Sayyidina Imam al-Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. This is the great sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. 1436 has started. And we all want to revive as many sunnahs of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Those of you who have children, those of you who have grandchildren, those of you who have nephews and nieces, those of you who have access to any type of children in your lives, go into your homes and revive this lost and abandoned sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, and that is to play with the children that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with. One of the greatest sunnahs that we must revive in this day and age, one of the great tragedies of the Muslim Ummah right now, is that our young people do not have that undivided focus and attention and love from their elders. This is what Sayyidina Imam al-Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala took from his beloved Master sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, where he was practically playing with him. How many amongst us can actually say that I have lived this sunnah when I have spent that time playing with my children? Playing with your children is a sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. And as a consequence of not having that undivided love, focus and attention, your children are wounded for life. They are wounded for life because that gap that is in their lives early on can never be fulfilled with any other love of this world. The love that they take from their mothers and from especially their fathers and the male members in their families, the grandparents. You have a huge role to play. Just to give you a couple of examples. I was once, when I was at Milton Keynes, I used to teach, and I used to have a 5-year-old who used to sit next to me. He used to study the Qaeda. And every time, as you can imagine, 5-year-olds, they want attention, don't they? So each time he would try to take attention, I would answer him, respond to his needs, and then I would get back to what I have to do. And you know what happened? He kept on going, and as you can imagine as a teacher, you get a little bit frustrated as well. So I thought, I'm not going to give him any attention, because just to teach him that it's not always good that you take the attention from your teacher. So you know what I did? I didn't look at him. He called me, he said, Ustadi, but I didn't look at him. I continued listening to who I was listening to. And he said it again, and I didn't look again. You know what he did the second or third time? You know what he did? He said this comment, listen to this. As a 5-year-old, he taught me a profound lesson for life. He said to me, Ustadi, you know what? you are exactly like my dad. I'm like, okay. What do you mean I'm like your dad? This time when he said that, I looked at him and I really made sure that I, gave him full attention. What does he mean? That I'm like your dad. He says, my dad's the same. I go, I explain, what do you mean I'm like your dad? Your dad doesn't have a beard. I have a beard. Eh? He goes, yeah, but whenever I'm at home, my dad, he's watching TV. And when he's watching television, I always look at him and I always say something to him. But he never looks back at me. He never looks back at me. And today, you have done the same thing that my dad does when he watches TV. He told me a big lesson. As a 5-year-old, he's actually felt something that is going to continue to bug him and is going to continue to wound his heart for many years to come. When that saying, I'll say his name, beautiful name, Zakaria. When that saying, Zakaria, turns 15, he's going to remember those times that he used to speak to his dad. He wanted to just hear the beautiful voice of his father, just at least have attention, but he never got it. And you know what's going to happen? That pain is going to grow, it's going to grow, and it's going to grow. One time will come when that will erupt. And that will be the time the father comes to the masjid with his hands, and his head in his hands, and he will be asking the local imam for guidance, and then it will be too late. Take this great lesson from the Prophet ﷺ. Play with your children at a time when they need your attention more than anything else. Your child as a 5-year-old, they don't need you to go to work. They don't need you to go to work. What is love for them? As a 5-year-old, what is love for a 5-year-old? Is the time that you give to that 5-year-old. That time that even if they are speaking bogus stuff, nonsense stuff, but you are listening to them, for them that means the world to them. Have you all understood this one point? I'm going to reinforce this with a Quranic ayah. The example is of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Which prophet are we speaking about? Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He commands him to do something that no prophet was commanded ever to do. He sees in a dream that he's sacrificing the most special person in his life, and that is Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam. He wakes up in the morning. Now look at this. The divine injunction has come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to sacrifice your child. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam has one of few options as to how he practically goes about delivering and applying this divine injunction in his life. What are the possibilities? Number one, the first possibility Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam has, without even Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam knowing, he could have just taken a knife and put it next to his head and tried to take it off. Job done. Mission accomplished. Allah told him to do something and he's done it. That's the first option. Did he opt for that? No. Go on to the second option. What other options does he have? The second option may be, he could have made him aware. Turn around, I'm about to do something. The first one, don't make him aware. Second, just make him aware, I'm about to do something. Turn around, son, I'm about to do something. Just like in the days of Jahiliyyah, they used to take the daughters and they used to just to tell them to turn around, and they would just push them into the pit, and then they would bury them. He could have, had he willed, this is not befitting for a prophet, but I'm just saying, as a father, he could have, Allah has told him to do something, so you've got to do it straight away. He could have, the second option is turn around Ismail, and as soon as he turns around, he takes a knife and he tries to take off the head. Mission accomplished. Did he do this? He never did this. What was the third option then? The third option is he could have said, Ismail, come here. I've seen a dream. In that dream, I'm sacrificing you. So I have to now sacrifice you. Come here, lie down. And now he's explained and communicated the message. He could have laid him down and taken the knife and tried to take off his head. Did he do this? He never did this as well. He took the fourth and the final and the most beautiful of the options that were available to him. You know what that was? He called Ismail alayhi salam. He sat him down. And he looked him in the eyes and he spoke to him. And he consulted this matter that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already commanded him to do. Big difference between the first three and this. He sits him down and he makes him feel special. He makes him feel, Ismail, you're not like that first, second, third example. You're not some random person who's been born into my family. You are the apple of my eye. You are the coolness of my eyes. You are my only hopes and dreams and ambitions that I have. You're not some person who's just been born into my family. You are the most special person in my life. And how does he make him feel that? What does the Quran say? The Quran says, he sits him down and he says, indeed, O Ismail, Ya bunayya, I saw a dream. In that dream I saw what I saw, and then he says that I am adbahaka, that I am sacrificing you. These words are the most beautiful words in this lesson. That is one of the greatest parenting lessons that today as an ummah we have forgotten. What did he say? Fandur mada tara. Oh Ismail, look, what do you think? This is what Allah says, what I saw in the dream. What do you think about this dream? How do you see this? In other words, in the decision making, he's now getting Sayyidina Ismail al-Islam and asking him to come on board and contribute, participate in this decision making. It's not something that I'm going to force upon you. It's not something that you are absolutely obliged to do and you have no ifs, no buts, and you've got to do this, and he's forcing this, this great divine injunction down his throat. This is not the way of Khalilullah, and it certainly was not the way of Habibullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is what parenting is all about, and this is the type of parenting that we learn from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he is giving that time and he is putting that effort and making that investment and making those moments that he has with Sayyidina Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussein count. And it was the beauty of that tarbiyah, the beauty of the beginning of the lives of Sayyida Shabab al-Jannah, that the conclusions of their lives were also awesome, were also fabulous, were also brilliant as they were. And on Yawm al-Qiyamah, the fact that there will be Sayyida Shabab al-Jannah, it was due to that investment, that parenting, and that, Sayyida Fatima, when she left this world, she was only in her late 20s. At most, late 20s, that was how old she was when she left this world. In other words, all of the investment as a mother that she was going to make, she had already made that in her Hassan and in her Hussein before leaving this world. That is an absolutely remarkable point that we need to try and remember. Those of you who've been blessed with children, they're a great amana, a great trust that you have in your possession. Treat them like that. Treat them as though they are the most special people in your lives. Be careful, the internet that they have access to, is it destroying them or is it really helping them? Is it really helping them or is it being destructive? Okay, the mobile phones they have in their hands, the Facebooks that they're on, the Twitters that they're on, and all of these social networks that they're on, and we don't even know what they're doing. Okay, at night time, why should a young person at that age have access to a laptop in the middle of the night, all on his own, all on her own? There is no reason whatsoever. Where is the parenting? Bring back the way of Imam al-Hussein. Bring back the way of Imam al-Hasan. Bring back the way of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as far as your parenting, and then inshallah we can hope to be those people who are truthful in our pursuing the path of Sayyidina Imam al-Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala. That was just a very brief and just one message, and I think I will conclude with that because time is short and we have our noble guests amongst us. Inshallah ta'ala they will now come forward. I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by virtue of the nobility of Sayyidina Imam al-Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala, every single one who's present here amongst us, may He enlighten our hearts with the light of the character of Imam al-Hussein. Because Sayyidina Imam al-Hussein, I will end with this, he was Hussein by name, but he was, by character, he was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. By speech, he was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. By spirituality, he was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. By the way of his living and his behavior, from head to toe, he was Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us amongst him in this world and in his love, and to raise us amongst him on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and may we be of those people who are giving glad tidings by the pure lips of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the one who has love for Imam al-Hasan and Hussein in this noble household, they will enter Jannah with Hasanain Kareemain. May Allah make us amongst. Everybody conclude by saying Ameen wa ma alayhi ya Rabbi.
निहायत अदब एहतराम से और ताज़ीम व तौक़ीर के साथ मैं दावत दे रहा हूँ अपने मेहमान मुअज़्ज़म मोहतरम डॉक्टर मोहम्मद ज़फ़र सियालवी साहिब को। आप तशरीफ़ लाते हैं और बुलहाए मनक़बत और दुल्हाए नात पेश करते हैं। नाराए तकबीर, नाराए रिसालत, नाराए तहक़ीक़, नाराए हैदरी, हुसैनियत, यजीदियत।
दुरूद पाक पढ़ लीजिए। सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि या रसूल अल्लाह वसल्लम अलैका या दुरूद पाक इस अक़ीदत के साथ पढ़ा करें कि सरकार दो आलम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम हमारा अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सुनना पढ़ना सुनते भी हैं और उसका जवाब भी देते हैं। तो आवाज़ बुलंद झूम के पढ़िए। सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि या रसूल अल्लाह वसल्लम अलैका या मिट गए मिटते हैं मिट जाएंगे आदा तेरे मिट गए मिटते हैं मिट जाएंगे आदा तेरे पर ना मिटा है ना मिटेगा कभी चर्चा तेरा ना मिटा है ना मिटेगा कभी चर्चा तेरा और तू जो चाहे तो अभी मैल मेरे दिल के दुले के खुदा दिल नहीं करता कभी मैला तेरा तो तेरे टुकड़ा पे पले पैर की ठोकर पे न डाल झिड़कियां खाए कहाँ छोड़े के सदका तेरा पढ़िए। सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम मैं ही नहीं उन पर मैं